quickly see how we're doing here. Oh, we need to be a bit louder. Hey, how's that? There we go. That's a bit better. Right. Okay. This one's gonna be one I go back and forth to over the course of the day. All right. Let's go make some brekkie. You're on my Bluetooth headset, so I sound really fucking weird. Oh. But I need to talk through stuff, and I'm trying to. Would you believe it? All right, that needs to be put into soak because that's been used for special courgettes. Coincidentally, oh the fuck's the American word for them? Zucchini? Is that right? It's like a marrow. It's like a very long, thin green marrow. Right. Right. So what you want to do with those? If you've got proper garlic, use proper garlic. If you've got proper butter, use proper butter. But obviously, like, needs must, whatever you've got in. Like, getting precious about your ingredients is fucking stupid. Sorry, this is absolutely because it's had butter on it. It needs to properly soak because that shit needs to raise up, and it's got like. Anyway, so what you do? It's dead simple. You slice it. So big. So you got these little coin-sized circles of courgette. You, like I say, for the colonials in the audience, you'd call them zucchini. Because the Latin influence on your language is Italian as opposed to French, I guess. But that is because, well, I guess really what the real root of it is that in terms of food, like certain things have French names in English normally because of them being food of the upper classes. Though I don't see why courgette would be. Marrows are really easy to grow. But a lot of herbs and things in America weren't used by the wasp population, were used by your various immigrant people. You know what I mean? Like, because especially in the late 18th, early 19th century, late 19th, early 18th, you know what I mean? You know when the numbers were 18 and 19 at the start, you know, those ones, right? Huge influx of people coming to the US for the various opportunity afforded them there as opposed to back in Europe. Now it feels like it's the other way around. I need a spatula. I have a spatula. Brilliant. I'm making an egg sandwich for the boss, and I should probably have some breakfast myself. Anyway, courgettes, butter in your pan. Use that as your cooking oil. Garlic, if you've got it, real garlic. If not, garlic granules will do. It's fine. It tastes okay. Stop being so fucking elitist about your food. You know, learn to make that you can make your own food, cook for yourself, without it being a giant fucking faff. Other people do it. Anyway, so. Oh, and also I'm planning to play Brave Battle Saga. We'll see if that actually happens. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm technically meant to be working and I'm making breakfast. So yeah, you put the butter in, use that as your cooking oil. You add garlic on top. Well, you put your courgettes, whatever you call them, in, and you fry it in the butter. And you add garlic, and you add salt and pepper. It's really fucking simple. You Fucking char that shit. Flip them occasionally. You'll find that, like, unless you've got a very big pan, that, like, a decent sized courgette, like, you'll probably end up having to, like, once some bits are done, put more bits on, take them out, put them on, take them out, put them on, take them out, put them on. Generally, it's gonna be slightly sloppy. It's gonna be like darker brown, if not black, but it's fine. It's gorgeous. Not completely. Like there'll be little speckles. I don't know. It's really good. It's really tasty. It's probably really bad for you, but that's one of the things. But if you don't clean your pan up straight away, like I didn't, you have to leave it to soak for a bit because garlic is involved. Not garlic is involved. No, butter is involved. Garlic's fine. Although the garlic does burn off. Probably keep an eye. You need to pay attention to it. It's not one that you can just leave. Because otherwise it burns the pan. You know, your fire alarm goes off and you scare your children. I've got a poem brewing in my head. I want to kind of highlight the fact that as a society over the past century, we've repeatedly written constant warnings about fascism. You know, it's grim. It's my way of dealing with it. But first draft of first stanza is fucking childish. It's it's classic verse. A 5-syllable followed by a 4-syllable followed by a 5-syllable followed by a 4-syllable with a constant rhyming scheme, and it sounds like a nursery rhyme. And I don't know whether or not nothing is obfuscated, nothing is particularly artistic in it. And I have to really think. But I don't want to do I also don't want to do the moody free verse that I would have done as a teenager. I find that there's a certain charm to actual verse, or at least it flows nicely in my head. But I'm also aware that to anyone who actually gives a shit about poetry, it just makes it look like I'm 5 years old. I don't know. I have to think. I'm using actual paper and a pen. Nobody tells you this, but if you have kids, particularly if you've got clever kids who actually are interested in shit, your pens will disappear, your pads will disappear because they've got a million drawings or just writing practice. My eldest constantly practices writing "I love you" and "I love this" and "I love that." She's very about love, which is just beautiful. But yeah, shit's grim. And I want to express that. I want to get that out of me. And I want to kind of highlight that we're always getting warned about this. Ugh. It's like the fash love Lord of the Rings, when Lord of the Rings is a warning about fascism. There's a warning about fascism, about capitalism, about over-industrialization. The baddies are literally autocrats. Plutocrats. That's the word. Fucking so many crats. And then you have the people who are meant to be on your own fucking side being like, yeah, but it's racist. It's really fucking base level. Yeah. But it's a story designed for children. And it's got monsters in it. And yeah, you can be well, the description of the part men, part orcs. If you are looking for something, yeah. But that to me, as opposed to for a start, Tolkien less racist in his own life about black people than he was about Jews. Let's be honest, he was an anti-Semitic. But that's sort of like, they aren't a villainous force, and it is also like there's other things involved and so on. It's like, it's a more complicated work than people give it credit for. Anyway, my point being, because it's a big, obvious thing, and we've got the re-releases of the films this year and everything, and it's literally a warning about fascism. It's literally a warning about the rise of the Nazis and the rise of bad actors in the form of capitalism, and the loss of innocence of youth that occurs when such cyclical conflicts happen. There is the immediate enemy that is returning in Sauron, lest we forget who has maybe last year returned. But there's the real enemy, you know? And what is Morgoth but like the deepest evils and impulses within our hearts? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to make a drink and then I'll take this up. And I'm going to disappear briefly. And I might briefly read you what I've got so far. God, gross. I'm assuming, since the microphone's right behind me, that you're catching every bit of noxious gas flowing out of me. In other news, I've been playing a bit of Baldur's Gate 3, which is really fucking good, and I've been playing Brave Battle Saga on my little Evercade, because that's really fucking good. Drink, sandwich. Right. Shit's grim. We'll get through it. Right, one sec. Bye. Alright, we're there? We're there. Brilliant. Okay. Right, mates. I need to have some food myself. So let's work out what we're having. Oh, fuck me. I'm so hungry. No, I'm not going to waste the eggs. Eggs should probably be used on other people. Let's have a think. I think we might have cereal, in which case I'll disappear before I actually eat it, because I don't think anyone wants to hear crunch, munch, munch. Yeah. Also, I don't think I've really got time to spend a lot of time cooking. Life is bigger than you. You are not me. The lengths that I would go through, the distance in your eyes. Oh no! I said too much! I haven't said enough. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Got most of those lyrics wrong. Oh, guys. MP3 player. Fucking baller. Real good. And my phone's only really being used for actually talking to people or listening to podcasts. You know, the ones that almost all of you who actually listen to this shit do yourselves. You know, so that's good. Just not using, because I wasn't using Spotify, although this is hosted on Spotify, so you know. But let's put that back. Oh, fuck's sake. So much stuff. Gotta take the recycling out. But the recycling bins are empty, so I can fill them up with all this stuff. Yeah, the other thing. Yeah, the MP3 player I grabbed is really good. Genuinely really good. Quite like it. Yeah, that was just a thing. It's genuinely really good. I'm listening to loads of stuff that I haven't listened to for ages, and I've sorted out some more stuff to go on because I still haven't put all the CDs on, and I haven't got all the stuff from various online libraries that I actually own on there yet. It's gonna be good. Go add primordial to that shit. Oh, what's the name of it? Redemption at the Puritan's Hand. That's a fucking good album. Right. We'll see if I find a less childish sounding way to say all this. This is like the first, like, that's straight away, like, the way it comes out in my brain. Yeah. And this is the thing, and this is the bit that people don't really like to talk about when it comes to writing, is that a lot of writing is rewriting and rewriting and rewriting and rewriting and getting wound up at the words and your inability to think of good ones. Ugh. Oh, and this is probably, I don't know. Like, it would be fine as, like, an addendum to another work. And I didn't know whether or not I would, like, eventually, like, actually use terms like Dark Lord and the like. That seems, I don't know. There's just a certain amount of, it does seem juvenile. And it's literally like the kind of thing that they would use, the other side would use. They love to, they, they wallow in the juvenile. You know? They love to reduce people to themes and things at the most base level that they've seen in shit they liked when they were kids. You know, not like thinking beyond that. You know, fucking asshole dickwad saying that like other people are NPCs and the like. I'm just, I don't know, such a just. Ugh, it's making me mad. It's making me mad, and I don't like it. And it's also like really making my friends sad. Fucking I mean, so Troy of Troidal Powers Power Playthroughs podcast. Is that right? Oh, he's getting really upset about this, and rightly so. He is taking it all very, like, obviously you have to take it all very seriously, but he's taking it all on himself, which is just, it's not good. It's not good for his mental health. And like other other mates in the general group, like clinging to any hope that they can see and like getting suckered into things, which is like, oh, maybe this will happen, maybe this will make it all work, just in the hope that something will happen and make it all better. And it's just, it sucks to see history playing out in front of you, you know, and you're powerless. I don't know. Anyway, so here's the stanza I've got. It's not good. It's not good. What do I think? I was thinking like a mixture of if it was to be a larger thing, like in my head it was wheeling round with Tolkien and, well, specifically the ZX Spectrum video game Lords of Midnight, um, which you should play. It's available for free on PC or on your phone. Lords of Midnight, and there's a sequel. I can't remember the name of the sequel, which I should probably play as well at some point. I've yet to actually do a successful campaign because it's one of those. I decided to do both campaigns at once. You can either play it as, you can play it. It's simultaneously an RPG but also a grand strategy game, and it's quite difficult. Anyway, right. The winter was bleak, was rife with war. A tyrant returned, a gaping maw, an evil of which we had been warned. Last century's ghost returned once more. And I'm there, and I'm thinking, that sounds like a fucking nursery rhyme. It probably doesn't. I'm probably overthinking it. But it's very. I mean, I specifically went and actually thought, okay, right, let's actually do the meter. But I don't know. Because my two modes are either that kind of verse, where things do become a bit simple, do sound a bit like a folk song. Which, to be fair, like whether it's been as a metal person or a punk person or a folk person, that's how my writing has always ended up coming out. It's either that or it's disjointed phrases. It's the two ways I write. When I try to write prose, it never goes well. I never focus enough on it. I like to write poetry, but I'm not very good at it, and I've been out of practice for over a year. Like the last poetry I wrote was when I did a few as part of Super Switch Club. So yeah. Right, I actually have to get to work. I've got to eat this cereal, which is steadily going soggy next to me. Did I? Oh, I already had my coffee this morning. Don't know if that's been picked up. Maybe this will be song. Maybe. Oh, I don't have the time for that. Fuck me. It's difficult. It's difficult. BandLab still exists. We might see if we get something together, but no, I can't. I don't have anything to record music with at the moment. What can I do? I need a band. I need a band and I need time. I think you could get something basic, one or two guitars, bass guitar, and drums. I think you could get something like good, semi-folk influenced doom kind of stuff in that My Dying Bride, Imperium, primordial kind of way. That would be really good. Right, we're going to play some video games in a bit later on today. I've got an actual lunch break today. Theoretically. Whether or not I'll actually take it is another matter. So I do want to get like a half-hour lead on picking up the kid. Because I'm going to have to do it because the boss is on the late. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah, alright. What's happening here? Yeah. Okay, right. I'll see you cool kids later. Let's grab some bits. Right, in a bit. Hey, I'm back. And this is probably going to be the main thing. Oh, wait, am I still on, Ooh. Ooh, yeah, well, maybe we'll turn down that boost volume. Apparently, I'm. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, whoa! There we go. Apparently, I'm talking louder now than I was this morning. Maybe I'm a bit less tired. Who the fuck knows? I'm gonna try and. It's lunchtime now, but I'm not taking an actual lunch break because I have just been so scatterbrained. I'm simultaneously getting some of the various MP3s I own legally at different places, but don't have the physical disc for, so I can grab them, and then I don't have to faff around with it anymore. You know? Are you working? Are you working? You might not be working. Oh fuck. Okay, well. Um. Wait, wait, wait. You looking? Should we keep? Okay, right. What kind of? Okay, right. Let's get the downloads up. Download history in a new thing. Thank you. Right, you bastard. Right. Huh? Yeah. Would you believe that the means for downloading music on a browser from Amazon is absolute shite? Would you believe that? I would believe that because I'm experiencing it now. What a load of arse. But I mean, admittedly, it's because they want you to use a streaming service, which I don't want to use. That's why specifically I'm doing this right now. Oh, okay. So I'm doing that. I'm also still working because I've just been scatterbrained. Um, Kamimi, who is a online journalisty person, I can't remember her proper name. She writes for PC Gamer, but also has the like what has become like one of my the favorite sites at the moment for for video game articles. It's just a blog, and it's very specific. She's very specific that they aren't reviews; they're just like explanations of her experience with things. And she's in the position of someone who reads Japanese and reads Chinese very well, and has this position to investigate games which you just don't encounter normally, which for me is very exciting and interesting because apparently I'm just a gigantic Dorcas. Um, doesn't do any video or audio things, sadly, but she's specified like she just doesn't feel comfortable doing that, and that is absolutely a-okay. Do the thing that you like to do, and she does it very well. Anyway, she's been posting about Sword and Fairy, and now I'm like, oh man, I want to get all like. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated by the fertile ground, which is the fertile ground, which is obviously there's like there's a whole video game industry within China and Taiwan that is not really talked about over here because it's very rarely translated into English, understandably. Um, but of course, that has in turn had my brain go, I want to watch Thunderbolt Fantasy. I want to go watch all the Wuxia films I watched when I was a kid. I've discovered, speaking of Amazon, I discovered Seven Swords is on Prime at the moment. And like my copy of the DVD got absolutely fucked while I was at university. Like completely, totally just doesn't function now because people would never put things back. Just stuff would just be out on the sides, and they'd get sticky, and people would be drinking, and oh my god, fucking city block, mate. Like I loved my little room there, and I loved the fact I was living with like friends, but Christ, they were not. We were fucking feral. I know. Right. Let's get through all this Oingo Boingo. Another one where music, you just get like never look up someone's opinions if you want a happy, simple life. I say, having literally ranted today about the underpinnings of works like Jur Tolkien, and literally about to start on getting a hold of my copies of Propaganda. albums. And I've got to eat my sandwiches at some point. And I am going to play some Brave Battle Saga, so you can at least hear the music for a bit, and I might get something done. Um, there's an example of a game with very limited English translation. Whether or not there was more there to begin with, or if it is just an example of if Brave Battle Saga is typical or not. It's one that it gained a certain notoriety because its gameplay systems and presentation are very similar to that found in a SNES RPG, except it's except obviously it was on the Mega Drive and it wasn't official, and was like sold at various points as a what's the word I'm thinking of? Like as like a bootleg Final Fantasy, because there are games which are like bootleg games, and there's games which are like a separate game but get a sort of bootleg release as an attempt to cash in off a different property. You know, what like that. And yeah, so I'm just fascinated by it because knowing that, like right now, like I said, I've been reading articles about Sword and Fairy and actually kind of curious to maybe get a hold of a copy of Sword and Fairy 7, as that might function on, don't know whether or not it would, but it might function on Steam Deck. Okay ish. It looks very pretty. It looks quite fun. But, and also there's been like things happening lately with people saying, right, I've already done Bulk Mega because I have the disc for that one. I don't have Man with a Mission on here because so a lot of the time buying the discs is a lot more expensive. Which is why there's a few albums I just have as MP3s that I've bought, but like, ugh, can I not just do the whole library as a single zip file? It feels like it would just be much better. There probably is a way, but this interface is just shite. It's almost like nobody does anything with desktop computers. I say this literally using a laptop. Literally two laptops. I got to work one out and then not work one out. Oh, right. This is meant to be a video game podcast, and I'm just narrating what I'm doing instead of doing my job. But it's just been a day, been a week. First week back after the holidays. It's actually quite quiet, at least. And I've gotten some big surprise things done to be on my toes for more big surprise things to just turn up, because that's a thing that's going to happen to me today. Fuck me. Okay. The actual downloads are fast, though. I will give them that. The actual downloads are fast. In all fairness, what I have discovered with the potato, as I have affectionately named her, is that actually, when it's not game stuff, it's actually pretty good. Good little media device. A good little typing device. Massive keyboard on it. Just can't even emulate a NES for some fucking reason. When I've got like all sorts that do that. I'm sure I got the actual disc for for Kindly Ben to free us. I must have the disc somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Probably gonna turn up halfway through the thing. On the actual like doing the discs, I'm not far off getting the Delays, who were their first album. I can't remember the name of the second album. They've done a few. Anyway, the is there a gap there? No, we're okay. Right. I'm not gonna worry about using split view, mate, because I don't trust this interface to fit in a half screen. I'm fucking talking to my laptop. Alright. A lot of stuff I'm not going to bother downloading because I don't care. Although I will take Jump Around by House of Pain and I'll take Move Your Feet. Move Your Feet is a fucking good song. There's all sorts here that I don't need. Oh, all the Cleverly's versions of Single Ladies, that's good. Ooh, that's some Jay-Z. I think I might be old. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, right. Getting all this. Oh, there we go. Going into stuff from before my marriage. Which, I mean, good that they're sort of still honouring that, given the worries of the landscape of current. What is it? Current, like, you know, it's licensed to you. You don't actually own it. But I mean, I will own a device that has it. That's going to be my argument. I say this as if they're ever going to bother. No one's going to suddenly be like, you can't have Iron Maiden in the early years. Iron Maiden in the early years. Coincidentally, not with a single Paul Di'Anno performance on it. Like, even the early tracks that are on there are live versions done by Bruce Dickinson. Ooh, fucking lame. Like, in the nicest way, Bruce Dickinson's performances of Wrathchild. Oh, fucking shite. Like, you know, just different vocalists are good for different things. Sorry, this has got to be like full on, like even more scattershot and nonsense than when I did all the. This is probably even more nonsense than last month's pod with me just. Right. I've suddenly got selection. Where did that come from? When did it start letting me select things? Because that's good. Hello, cat. Can you get the fuck off? Get off. Get the fuck off. Stay off. No. No, I've said no. I've said no. Right. Fuck it. Let's play some video games. You can settle down. I know, right? Apologies in advance, ladies and gents. We're hungry anyway. Right, let's go to Brave Battle Saga. Also called Magic Warrior. I've got three members of the party. And I'm meant to be going over to like the Temple of the Moon. I already ripped the postal service, so I don't need to worry about that. Thank you. I don't want all the remixes and things. I already got all of Opeth on there. I don't want. Do I actually? Do I want Sugar Babes? Lots of Sugar Babes on there actually. When did I buy the Sugar Babes? Weird. Ooh, there's all sorts of weird stuff. I already put on that. Already put on that. Oh, hello, Taylor Davis. Thank you very much. I'm meant to be playing this game, but I'm selecting individual songs on this fucking shite website. But hey, at least I found out where the fuck the select thing was by accident. Don't know how, don't know when. We're gonna have a double of something, but we will see how that goes. Who gives a single solitary fuck? Fucked up Taylor Davis, which I am in favour of. She does very nice music. Cat, you're in the way of everything. Just settle down. Settle down in a way which doesn't involve you plomping your ass directly on a keyboard. If that is possible. Is that possible? Are you going to manage that? I don't think you are. Oh, you're such a pain. Kaiser, why are you such a butt? Why do you lack a brain? How do you function? Right. Oh, my Doro. Doro Pesh. Oh, so good. Right, you, stop being a butt. Let's play some video games. So yeah, I'd say it's quite interesting how it's mixed together things. The presentation on the actual battle screen is very reminiscent of Breath of Fire, with how the character sprites are in the battles. The actual system itself, it's got ATB bars, and a load of the tile sets are basically like rips directly from Final Fantasy VI. Um, Earlier on, like last night, I was playing in we were at a castle, and so much of like the tile set, especially like the furnishings, it's like these clocks are just like repurposed from Final Fantasy VI. Like that is was traced at the best, you know, and just the whole clocks being everywhere thing as well. Like the design choices were very Final Fantasy VI inspired, I would say. Oh shit, Roy Orbison. I forgot I had a load of him on here. I wonder how this is organised. It's organised by year, maybe, if I bought it. It can't be that long ago. Oh well. Anyway, but yeah, this is yeah, we've reached the thing. Oh, actually a quite good effect there. They've got the actual building in a background so that it appears as you go over the hill. That's actually a really clever use of how Mega Drive graphics work. That's really good. And it's actually quite well done little clouds there as well. And this temple looks actually really fucking good. Let's talk to this guy. He says, the front door inside the temple can only be opened if you activate the 6 moon switches. Cool. Let's see. Oh, more enemies. Oh, there's dudes with axes and shit. Cool. I assume we're going to want to take out the mages that are at the back before we worry about the guys with the axes at the front. Yeah, so it's one where characters clearly have statistics that are weighted one way or the other. But like anyone can use the spells and yeah, but I think clearly like so there's a lady with a staff who's clearly meant to be a mage and a woman who can fly who's sort of a bit of everything. The main character is clearly Mr. Punchy Man, but they all have access to the magic. So everyone has cure one way or the other. But yeah, um, enemies appear on the map. It's not random. You bump into an enemy, and the battle starts, which is a thing a lot of people like, understandably so. I'll say it's very good. It's a good game. Like generally, this feels nice. This could have made a proper go of it, I think, with like a better translation and maybe some money behind it. Because there's nothing here that's just fundamentally bad. It's just not made by Squaresoft, so. And even now, like, there's a lot of people who will just swear by that and nothing else, you know? I do worry if you, Okay, so enemies are starting to be able to heal themselves. There's no point, mate, because you die in one hit anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I think even now you get people who like subscribe to that within the RPG space. But it is a genre with people who are more retro gaming inclined, at least. Now, I don't mean that to like denigrate modern games, but they just don't speak to me most of the time. There is modern stuff which is good, obviously, and I'm not really the person to tell you what is and isn't good out of modern stuff, because what I like, half the time, like what I like out of modern gaming is a lot of the same stuff I would like anyway, you know? I do accept that that's not my taste, but I can at least look into the systems and tell you what I do and don't like about things, and I just think that yet another 3D character action game which fundamentally feels the same as every other 3D character action game of the past. What? Fuck. I mean, in fairness, you're gonna have to like probably start because really like decent analog control is the main innovation there. That's the main thing that made that doable, and that's been the same since what 2000, 2001ish. I mean, if we're being nice, we could argue, or we could argue some even worse stuff, but let's not. That's not very nice, is it? You know, like, but yeah, I would say that they get and you get diminishing returns on higher graphical fidelity and so on, you know, and people making like interesting stuff is well, obviously, like narratively, people in the indie space can, but then you don't necessarily get the quality coming through because it is expensive. If you are, I mean, it's less expensive than they'd have you believe to do like a high fidelity game. You can get a lot more out of limited tech than you would actually like suspect. The actual, you know, oh god, this is getting into one of those rants, but like games don't need to have the budget that they have. It's just like it is just a fact you don't need to do things on the budgets that they're doing. There's no reason because you've got diminishing returns. Like there are like very fantastic effects you can do, but they're very rarely done to their full potential because they're doing the same stuff but just adding very fancy effects, which are intensive and take a lot of work to do right, and rightly so. But like it's the fact that like to cut corners, like they're trying to get rid of staff instead of going, maybe we scale back on what we do with it. Maybe we do something like instead of going for like as high fidelity as possible, maybe we should go for something which is more stylized, for example. If you look online at like what like independent 3D artists are doing at the moment with really low poly stuff, like it does make you wonder like why is this not like a bigger deal, you know? I don't know. And the problem is that like really how far has like HD AAA games come visually speaking in let's give them 10 years, or really, I would argue it's been 15 of like stagnant styles and like doing stuff with a bent towards not so much realism as much as a particular interpretation of realism, which hasn't changed much since the days of brown textures and chest high walls. But hey, it's a lot of ranting, isn't it? I've probably been going for like over an hour at this point, if you count earlier in the day as well. This has got to have been like one of the most boring, long-winded things. But admittedly, I haven't like released anything in a while, so you're gonna have to live with it. I really should stop, or at least pick one thing to do. But this is good for me. My apologies. I'm forcing you into sitting in on my nattering to myself for my own mental health. But that's kind of where we're at. I'm afraid everything's really, really fucking bad. I don't understand how we can remain in this state. It's not good for anybody, but you can't really. Can you? Can you just stop caring? I don't know. But whatever it is, it's hard. You know. I think I've nearly reached the end at least. Yeah, because this is all stuff I've already. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. This is all stuff I've already put on because I've gotten to the discs first. Yep, there's there's that. Bought some Ghost of Lamora, who were a. Yep, and there we go. That's the oldest it goes. Oh, Ghost of Lamora, probably first CD I bought off Amazon. The first album, Reach for the Ground. Excuse me, excuse me. Give me download. There we go. Now we can have some. There we are. Allow. Yes, please. There we go. That's big. Oh, and that'll be like a little bit, and then that'll add that to my thing, and it'll be really good, and I'll be a happy chappy. So yeah, right, that's going. Someone's messaged me at work. Well, no. No, someone's messaged the whole room at work. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's see if we can get through this. Actually, tile set on this. Tile set on this temple really good actually. Little moons. There's corners with like little moon statues out the side. That's actually really quite good creative design. Like it's nice. Like very kind of like a bit ahead of its time, I'd say. This is me talking about Brave Battle Saga now. Oh, coincidentally, I have it on the Evercade Pico Collection 1. So at some point, I probably should get Pico Collections 2 and 3 since I've got 1 and 4. Because 4 had Street Racer on, and Street Racer is like the best Mario Kart. Oh, there's switches. Okay, so I'm looking for little crescent moons on the walls. Little crescent moons on the walls to yeah. So the characters I've got right now, it's one of those where like I find the names very funny, and it's like, and I get it, like it's not necessarily like the most silly names. They probably had well, oh, which one's which? Um, would it have been in simplified or in traditional Chinese? Do you know? Would it have made a huge difference? I don't know enough. I mean, I think of it as like Mandarin and Cantonese, and I don't actually know the real difference. I just know that people like I grew up around spoke Cantonese. You know, because Merseyside has a big Chinese population. Anyway, my point being is that this is probably like one of those situations where probably whoever put it into English didn't really think that like to me, a native English speaker, nearly 30 years, no, pretty much probably 30 years after this was programmed, would find the name Tim very funny for an RPG protagonist. Tim. And it doesn't not help by the fact that like I had a friend at a secondary school called Tim who was actually quite small, so I can't help but think of Tiny Tim. What from the Dickens? But yeah, oh, this is good. This is genuinely good stuff. Um, because of the tendency in Evercade cartridges to like not be very good at storing regular save data, as opposed to the save states that are part of the OS. I am mildly worried about fucking myself in terms of saves. I just don't know if I'm like going to end up in a point where I might like mess up myself. So I should probably remember to do one like at whatever town. But you know, we'll be fine for now. This will be okay. We'll be able to escape from here, I assume. When you level up on this, it completely fills out your HP. It's one of those. Doesn't fill out your MP though, which is a bit of a shame, but still, like, pretty good. So this does a lot of things, which I think would have been would be really well received by like modern people who enjoy retro RPGs. Because people do tend to like save anywhere, see where the enemies are instead of completely random battles. Things like that. The MP restoring at level up. Like I could see people really enjoying that. It's quite. Oh, and This use of background layers is really good and just like significantly better than like I'm not gonna lie, it's better than like most of what I've seen on like this is very good. And, like there weren't a lot of Mega Drive RPGs, so we'll give it that. But I would actually say like a lot of effects that this does, a lot of things it does, like I think actually like probably it could have had a good go uh, against the SNES ones. Honestly, I would say genuinely this has quite impressed me. There's nothing in terms of plot. So far, we've seen ladies get kidnapped by demons. Cherie, who is a lady who's very clearly a half demon because she can fucking fly. Um, we stopped her getting kidnapped at one point, and has a she has a necklace from her mother. She's looking for her mum, and that's probably going to be like what the main plot is. Oh, all the enemies come back they all respawn when you enter a new area. I forgot that. Oh well, it's all right. The battles aren't difficult. It's not a hard game, but it's very of its time. I think if I had this when I was collecting Mega Drive RPGs as a teenager, around when I was doing my GCSEs, managed to get a hold of a Mega Drive 2, and just fucking went for it, mate. All good, happy chappy. Like I got Fantasy Stars 2, 3, and 4, for example, which was just brilliant. A lot of time spent playing those because they're fucking good games. Um, I would have been very happy with this. I was playing. I was discovering that these games do end up blurry on modern tellies, though, which was a bit of a shame. Fucking modern tellies, they haven't fucking changed. Let's be honest. LCD tellies. Like, where's the fucking innovation? Really? You know? You've just made them into shit PCs. Ugh. And this is the thing. And people call me a Luddite. Well, not in so many words, but I say not in so many words. It's one word. No, people don't know the term, but people say words to the effect. And the thing is, I don't hate technology. It's just I know about the tech, and know that like not a fucking lot has changed. There's no, there's not a lot of exciting innovations happening. Not really. And when we like latch onto like new things, it's normally people just trying to make fetch happen. You know, like so right now they're still trying to make you believe that generative AI is the future, even though it's not AI, and all that stuff. And they use the term for everything. And people get grumpy about it. People from creative end of things get angry about it because, like, you try to avoid it because it's the term that they've used for the plagiarism machine. And even so, like, it means that like this week, the story about basically having the games play themselves. Now they're not really like it's not AI like an LLM type deal. It's literally just same kind of coding of the NPCs and so on. But it is still stupid having your games play themselves. But right? I've got to actually get to work. I do. I do. I want to actually pay attention. Okay, so this is the edge of here. Is there anything down? Oh, back at the front door. People might be back at the front door. Um, the level design's hard. Right, we're going to quickly do a slot there and do a slot there. We're just going to do that, and I might Might have a look at it again in a sec. But right now, I'm going to love you and leave you. Love me, leave me, and let me be lonely. You won't believe me, but I love you only. I'd rather be lonely than happy with somebody else. You might find the nighttime the right time for kissing. Nighttime is my time for just reminiscing, regretting instead of forgetting with somebody else. I don't want no one unless that someone is a you. I intend to be independently blue. Back tomorrow, get back to get. Don't have today to get back tomorrow. Your love is my love is your love. There's no love from nobody else. Good shit. See you later.